I gave my incredible community full control of my Pokemon team, and things have been pretty wild. I lost to a Plusle like 3 times. Despite that embarrassing defeat, we're halfway through Pokémon Legacy Emerald, which is a nicely reimagined version of the classic. But the big question is, will this ragtag team actually go all the way and become champions of Hoenn? Let's find out. After beating our father for the 5th gym badge, Wally's dad gives us the HM Surf and Wally tags along to Mauville City. But Gym Leader Watson asks us to shut down a generator in New Mauville City. And as a reward, we get the TM Thunderbolt for Athena. We also snag the HM Strength from a couple in a cave. Kind of a random spot for a date. We cross the seas to Route 119, aiming to reach the next gym. But the local Weather Institute's under attack by Team Aqua. So we crush the grunts, and Starkid with Athena's help sweeps through the admin's team. The grateful scientists rewarded us with a Pokemon, but the community didn't vote for it. So in the box you go forever. Outside, May is ready for another rival battle. Ziggy slashes through her Grumpit and her Kecleon that was trying to delay the inevitable by stalling with Substitute. Starkid takes advantage of the rain to surf her Torkoal out the way, but her Grovyle gives us a bit more of a challenge, defeating Ziggy with a Razor Leaf. Therefore, Athena steps in to finish it with a Psybeam. As my reward, May gives us the HM Fly, which we can't use because no one on this team can fly. Yet. We push onwards past Fortree City because it's time to catch the next community voted Pokemon, the mysterious disaster Pokemon, Absol, who lives up to its name because I almost ran out of Pokeballs trying to get this thing. For the nickname, you might expect something like Apocalypse, but I name her Ame, a nod to Pokemon Reborn, one of my favorite fan games. We also meet Steven, who gives us the Devon Scope so that we can see Kecleons. With the way clear, it's time for Winona's gym. Despite being under level, Ame bites right through Tropius. Athena shocked Skymarie and nibbles Rock Tombs for Swellow. This is about to be another win for us. But then her Pelipper shows up and sweeps the entire team. So yeah. First a little Plusle, now a funny looking Pelipper. After some training, evolutions, and grabbing the TM Ice Beam, it's time for round 2. But this time, Ame loses to Tropius, forcing Zooigo to avenge her with a slash. Starkid takes out Skarmory and weakens Swellow, allowing Nibbles to finish it with Rock Tomb. The dreaded, funny-looking Pelipper returns, but this time we thunderbolted out the sky. Finally, her infamous dragon dancing Altaria comes out, but we lower its attack with Charm and spam Psychic until it falls, getting our 6th gym badge. We leave Fortree City, ready to make our way to the next town, but a group of Team Aqua Grunts rushes past us, and obviously they're up to no good, so we follow them up to Mount Pyrite, into another all-out battle between Team Aqua and Team Magma. As we fight through the madness, both teams make their move. Maxie's stealing the red orb, while Archie gets the blue orb. But not only that, he also challenges us to a double battle. But we know the key is to focus on one side at a time. We double slash Electro, leaving it out the fight, with another slash almost taking out Crawdaunt, but Wailord spams Surf, and Crawdaunt lands a brutal crab hammer on Ame. Ziggy steps up, finishing Crawdaunt with a powerful headbutt, with Huntail falling all the same. Wailord's restless Surf attacks eventually take out Ziggy, but we have one side down, so it's time to gang up on the other one, pelting Archie with Thunderbolt, Strength, and Rock Slide to end this. The Grunts retreat, leaving a Magma Elm behind, which will come in handy later. We make our way to Lily Cove City, with May showing up for another rival battle, but this time she is hilariously underleveled. Therefore, we get a clean sweep. So clean that she just stops trying and runs back home. Back at Mount Chimney, we use the Elm to uncover a hidden tunnel leading straight to Team Magma's base. We plow through Grunts and admins until we reach Maxie, who awakens Groudon. Now it's time to battle. His Houndoom sets a Sunny Days, weakening our water moves, but Starkip counters with Mud Shot. Crobat swoops in next, with Nibbles tanking Giga Drain and burying it with Rock Slide. His own Aggron comes in with Earthquake, but with the effects of Sunny Day gone, it surfs up. Crobat returns only to meet Ziggy Slash. Unfortunately, Maxie's Shiftry is pretty tough, striking Ziggy down with a Leaf Blade, so Ame steps in with her Aerial Ace to finish it off. His final Pokemon's Camera, but it's no match for Mudshot. Defeated, Maxie retreats to search for Groudon while we head to Slateport City, where we hear a new submarine's being unveiled, just to watch as Team Aqua steals it. We take to the east, tracking them down to their secret base. Inside, there's a maze of teleporters and grunts. While navigating, we find a Master Ball that they honestly won't miss, along with the admin guarding the submarine. Despite defeating him, it was all a stalling tactic as they escape with the sub. We wash up on Moss Deep City, prepping for the Psychic Gym leaders Tate and Liza, with Nibbles evolving during the process. As always, this gym battle is a double battle, with Ziggy and Ame facing off against Claydol and Xatu. Knowing they have their little earthquake strategy, Ame crunches Xatu while Ziggy flinches Claydol with headbutt. Medchet comes out next, which is a little threatening because it's part fighting type, but we're prepared with Ame's aerial ace. Next on Ame's menu was the Chimecho, but Ziggy didn't flinch the Claydol, so earthquake does some major damage. We double team Claydol, but this literal floating rock outspeeds us, burning Ame with flamethrower. Athena comes into an earthquake but avoids damage by tracing levitate. Ziggy finishes off Claydol, and Nibbles enters the fray, with Iron Tail demolishing their last two Pokemon. With that, we claim our 7th gym badge. But the celebration doesn't last long, folks. Team Magma launches an attack on Moss Deep Space Center. We find Champion Steven locked down in a showdown with Maxie and his admin, so naturally we step in to help. However, Steven's a terrible teammate. This fraud of a champion spends half the battle using Protect while I'm doing all the work. Ame fights through confusion, slashing her way through Houndoom, but Shiftry comes in, so we send out Nibbles, who tanks a Leaf Blade to land an Iron Tail and a Rock Slide, finishing it. Steven finally pulls his weight with the Iron Tail on Crobat, and we double team Camera with Double Edge. And Steven, did your Aggron just use Solar Beam? Really, man? Despite his lackings, we clean up the rest of the team and Team Magma retreats. As a thank you, Steven gives us the HM Dive, which lets us track down Team Aqua to the C4 Cavern. Luckily, we got to Kyogre first, so now we need to throw a Master Ball, and he's here. Great, it's time to battle. Mariana uses Roar, forcing Ziggy out, tanking our slashes and crunching Ziggy. Ame comes in to slash it down, but Machamp follows, taking our aerial ace, returning with the earthquake. Athena psychically handles this, but his Sharpedo comes in. We mistakenly throw Nibbles in, and it gets knocked out by Surf. So Starkit lands a big mud shot, only to get critted by Crobat's air cutter, making it all down to Athena. Crobat outspeeds, but Psychic wipes it out. His final Pokemon is Wailord. Paralyzed and on its last move, it uses Amnesia. This guy's not too bright, is he? But winning that battle didn't mean anything, as Archie awakens Kyogre anyway. What was the point of this? Chaos erupts as Kyogre and Groudon face off into Topless City, throwing the whole region to turmoil, and there's only one thing that can stop them: the big green man upstairs. With peace restored, it's time for the final gym. Now usually in Emerald you fight Juan and his annoying double teaming Kingdra, but this time we've got Wallace. The battle begins with Athena blasting through Tentacruel with Psychic as it sets up rain. Masquerain comes in next, and we send out the perfect bug counter, Nibbles, but it lands a Hydro Pump in rain. RIP Nibbles. Ziggy gets out there but gets stun locked while this thing lands every Hydro Pump. Starkit finally squashes this bug with strength, along with Ame taking out Ludicolo with Aerial Ace. Wishcast hits hard with Earthquake before Starkit takes it out with Surf. Wallace's ace Milotic plays a game of hide and seek with Dive, which two can play at that game, and we threw in some Earthquakes for fun. Even though it knocked Starkit out with Ice Beam, Athena comes through, landing a final hit with Thunderbolt. With Wallace defeated, we claim our final gym badge. But the journey's not over yet, folks. It's time for the Pokemon League. Before the final challenge, we need to get our last team member. Up through Sky Pillar after falling like 20 times because screw these little cracks on the floor, we meet Rayquaza. Now get in the ball. And with that, we can get our actual final team member, Drago the Bagon. Now that the team's complete, we waterfall up to Victory Road, where Wally challenges us for one last battle. He loses. We expertly countered every Pokemon and he just lost. Go home, Wally. After some Batman level prep time, we're ready to dethrone Steven and take the champion spot. First is Sydney the Dark type master. His Mighty Anna forces us to switch around, but Drago's Intimidate scares it off, and Shift Tree faces the brunt end of a brick break. Absol comes to start a disaster, but we sensed it and switched out. He tries to Iron Tail us, but then Nibble shows him a real Iron Tail. Athena fries Crawdon with Thunderbolt and takes a crunch in return and somehow survives it. You should be fainted. All for a silly little Murkrow to take Athena out. Nibble steps in to crush it with Rock Slide, and now it's 1 down and 3 to go. Ghostmaster Penelope faces a major disaster as Ame completely sweeps her ghost team. But Glacia was a chilling nightmare. With constant hail, Blizzard never misses, and her team has a surprising amount of water coverage for Nibbles. We strategize carefully. Athena sets up Calm Mind to tank a Blizzard and Psychic Galley. We bring Drago out on her Sneasel to decrease its attack, then into Nibbles for an Iron Tail. Castform tries to Hydro Pump, but luckily Drago's back in the fight and Brick breaks it down. Piloswine shovels in, earthquaking on Nibbles. But even though it's snowing, it surfs up for this little pig. Her oversized seal is the final hurdle. Starkip chips it down with Earthquake, with Ziggy stealing its leftovers with Thief. And Athena finishes it off with a clutch Thunderbolt. 3 down. Now for Drake, the Dragon Master. And unlike Lance, he will actually use all Dragon Pokemon. Drago starts strong, Dragon Clawing through Flygon. Pokemon I would have loved to use if the community voted for it. But this Kingdra is a monster, spamming Dragon Breath, critting with Surf, and even resting to heal, and fighting in its sleep. Starkip finally earthquakes it out, but we have lost half the team. Altaria launches 1-turn Sky Attacks. Unluckily for it, we know Ice Beam, though Salamence outspeeds and takes Starkip down. Nibbles comes back in with a Rock Slide to finish the job, and suddenly Drake throws out a random Hunt Tail. Why do you even have that? So never mind, he is like Lance, not using all Dragon Pokemon. We throw out a real dragon, Drago, thrashing its way to victory. The final challenge, Champion Stevie. Before we begin, I want to thank you all for helping create this wonderful team. We had our ups and downs, our little Pelipper and Plusle sweeps, but here we are now, ready to take down this fraud of a champion. Now let's show him how a real Pokemon champion We lost. He's not a fraud. I repeat, he's not a fraud. He wiped us. Oh my goodness. I wasn't ready for that.
5 minutes later.
Nibbles bulks up against Skymarine before smashing into Claydol with Double Edge. Metagross tries to pull an Earthquake on us with no success since Drago's in play now. It's a showdown of pseudo-legendaries. But we taught Drago Earthquake too, so Metagross was no match. His Aggron meets the same fate. What, no protect spam like he did in that double battle? And Credeli is brought to half health. Ame smacks it with Iron Tail, trying to do the same with Armato, who just smacks back but harder. But the star of the show, Starkip, surfs in, washing this fraud and the rest of his team. And we reign victorious. Congratulations everyone, the team that you helped build are now Pokemon champions. But before we start celebrating, go ahead and see how this epic journey began right here. You won't regret it, so watch it now.